It's time, of course, for today's Upside. We're going to take a moment today to highlight a combat veteran, Sommer. He was awarded 2 Bronze Stars for his heroic actions in Iraq and Afghanistan, and he served until just last year, only to come back to his hometown of New Scotland, opening up his own business. Now, since then, he continues to give back to his community time and time again. We're constantly amazed by him. Thank you for joining us today, Jesse.
I am so thrilled to be back.
So we had you on a couple months ago, but I want to talk to you again about your business because I'm just a big believer that veterans are the heartbeat of our community. They really are. How did your service impact you as a business owner?
Well, so the first thing I would say is organizationally, I could not have believed how much of my Army experience was directly transferable to this company. So already we have essentially a platoon-size element on our ops chat, and our chief of operations, someone we've appointed, Emily, is already in the middle of the morning, is working with our team members to prepare for the day's events and then obviously all of our activities during the weekend. That type of military efficiency, that's not something that I learned in business school. That was really taken or adapted from the Army hierarchy. It's really cool the way it works.
Your military training really influences who you are in the community too.
Directly, yes.
So we want to talk about your company though. So tell us more about the distilling company and how this dream kind of came to life.
Well, I conceived of this while I was in the military and in fact started working with partners. I should say, Stephanie, that I'm just the most conspicuous member of an outfit that includes an entire company. So for example, over there you see a bottle of Helderberg Meadworks. If it hadn't been for Peter Volker, who by virtue of his grant of a trademark consent agreement had allowed me to apply for my trademark, we wouldn't have had a name that means so much to me, which is Helderberg whiskey. He also showed me, as you can tell, how to apply our wax dipping that seals our bottles. And while I was overseas, it was John Curtin at the Albany Distilling Company who was essentially building this brand for us and warehousing our spirits and even doing some of the distillation.
And you do have a big announcement for your company that I want you to mention today because I think this is incredibly exciting.
Yes, it is. And I will also say that, borrowing from this theme of how it takes a village, sure. We are opening a tasting room at the corner of State and Lark Streets in Albany. And I'm really just the figurehead. So it's Nina and Steph at the Balloonery who are doing the interior design. It's Chris and Kelsey at Albany Artisans who are doing the gutting and the reconstruction. Mark at Capital Wine, who's our landlord and giving us an almost unconscionably cheap monthly rate, and has been helpful in bringing this all together. We also have Dan, who's providing critical financial support and who helped literally take the Larkin bar, a bar from an enterprise known as the Larkin, bring it in the tasting room. We've got the door from the Quintessence Diner. We've got a booth from the old Lombardo's restaurant. What we want to do is celebrate the community, not just the people that bring these things together, but also some of the fixtures of Albany history so that people can walk in there and borrow from the memories that we've all made as a community.
Now, you just broke ground on this, but when is it going to open up? When can people see it?
Well, let's hope that it's going to be right after the Columbus Day weekend. That's usually how much it takes to get through the red tape, but I want to point out there are 2 entities that really deserve some credit here. One, my boy Rick in Albany is making this very easy for us. We also received a grant from the Capitalize Albany Corporation. So, thank you very much to the people that have come together and really made this a reality through the finances or the personnel support, everything that they're doing for this thing. It's very much appreciated.
Jesse, like a typical veteran, you are so incredibly humble, but we also have to mention that you continue to give back to your community time and time again. So you're partnering up with Wreaths Across America for an event next week called Christmas in July. How can people get there and what's this for? Saturday,
July 8th. This is the brainchild of an incredible woman named Jessica Pyle, who through Helderberg Meadworks is running this fundraiser for Wreaths Across America, which is an organization that placed wreaths on the grave sites of fallen soldiers, in combat. And one of the things I will point out is that I don't perceive that to be like a somber occasion. This is really a celebration of specifically the way America tends to its war heroes. So when we go there, it's about showing everybody that unlike some of the nations on the planet, we don't just throw bodies at the war machine. We care about who it is that raises the hand and defends us. It means a lot for me to be able to work with other veteran-owned organizations, like, for example, Mixed Breed Brewing, which is also going to be joining the Albany Distilling Company, which I referenced earlier, and joining this event at Helderberg Meadworks in Esperance, New York, for bands and meat and an incredible barbecue spread from the Big Body Butcher, which is our effort to try to help him stand up after the Big Body Butcher experienced a devastating fire, I think, just about a month ago or so. So it's always about bringing the community together and seeing how it is that we can help each other, but also, you know, remember the lives of people who are no longer in those communities.
Jesse, thank you for lifting up so many people in our community. Some of these small-owned businesses that we have here in the Capital Region, really appreciate you, and thank you for your service.
Thank you for highlighting everything. I really appreciate it.
It's 7:22 right now. It's time, of course, now, timely here, our daily Pledge of Allegiance. Right here is Vincent from Clifton Park.